This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. It is Friday Eve. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
Along with Josh Stone, who's in for John Scalzi. I'm Don Brennan. Thank you for joining us indeed. And I had like a weird day yesterday, meeting people that are connected to almost all our stories right there.
Really?
The young woman who had my eyeglass repair shop, she actually just got back from camping out at Jackson Hole, and she was really freaked out about having to hang your food so the bears couldn't come in your tent and get it. You'd
They're
hang it
there.
in a tree. And then a war veteran from Vietnam yesterday, he just swam to Alcatraz, did the Alcatraz swim.
Incredible.
And so he's a war veteran from Vietnam, so I'm going to do a story with him. So it was, it was
a couple
weird.
of things that are connected to our headlines.
Tom McElhenney.
Very cool.
A local hero.
And there's one thing that's connected to everything, and that's the weather.
Oh,
All comes back to the weather.
And we should be prepared, shouldn't we?
Always
be
prepared.
hurricane prepared, because they really, we are in that season, and we very well could have one.
Right. The peak of the season is approaching. It's September 10th, and things really starting to heat up in the tropics. We actually have a hurricane out there, and also another disturbance that we've been monitoring for the last several days. So we'll break that down in just a little bit, but let's focus more on our area right now, since the tropics in the immediate area around Florida are quiet. Temperature 78 degrees, but we could have storms this afternoon. And as you can see, highs going to top out in the low to mid-90s today. But once again, an easterly flow will bring in those showers and storms coming in from the east. And the only activity on the radar at this time is down towards Lee County. And if you're taking, say, 75 to Alligator Alley and cutting across towards Miami or going to Fort Lauderdale, you may run into some wet weather. All right, moving on, we will show you that this is the system that could affect us in a few days. We'll talk about it coming up.
Thanks a lot, Josh. Taking a look at roadways this morning as you're on your morning commute, 6:02. Volume's about normal for Manatee County. You do see a little bit of a hot spot coming over the Green Bridge from Palmetto into downtown Bradenton, and also on 41 North that is just coming up on the State Road 70 intersection there. But otherwise, Manatee County is moving along nicely, and you head down into Sarasota County, you see a bit of a backup there as you take the turn onto Bee Ridge Road west from 41 and 41 south from Fruitville. Both of them have a little more volume than normal, but no accidents or delays anywhere on the Suncoast all the way through South County.
Topping our news, Sarasota police officers continue investigating this morning after a body was found.
And they say two men walking along a ditch near East Avenue around 7 o'clock last night found a dead man's body, and the department says it's unknown how long the man had been dead. It's not yet determined if foul play was a factor, but an autopsy will be conducted.
A Bradenton man wanted in connection to the death of an infant is now in police custody. 21-year-old Eric Neri turned himself in yesterday, and he's facing questioning about how the 10-month-old child died. According to the Bradenton Police Department, the child was brought to the hospital by the child's grandmother, who had found the baby cold to the touch and saw visible signs of abuse. The child died from fractures in the skull, but also had bruises around the face and the thigh area. A 3-year-old who was also in Neri's care is being treated at a hospital in St. Petersburg for a brain bleed. Neri is not related to the children, but is the boyfriend of the children's mother, who left them in his care. Well, the Punta Gorda Police Department's K-9 unit is in limbo now following the deadly officer-involved shooting.
The department's only K-9 officer, Lee Cole, is on paid administrative leave while the Florida Department of Law Enforcement investigates the shooting. Now, on August 2nd, Officer Cole was taking part in a training exercise at the Citizens Police Academy when he shot and killed 73-year-old Mary Knowlton by accident. The police chief says no one knew there was ammunition in the gun. While Cole is on leave, he is taking care of his K-9 named Spirit, but the future of both Cole and the K-9 will be decided after FDLE's investigation is complete.
In other news, for nearly 20 years, local motorcyclists have delivered thousands of teddy bears to families touched by cancer.
But ABC 7's Ray Collins tells us why that annual tradition has now come to an end.
And we're here on our motorcycles and we get to ride in the wind, and these kids are stuck. They're stuck in a hospital. They're stuck just with some debilitating disease.
The Great Teddy Bear Run.
Take a look at this. What could be better than this?
Every year since 1997, hundreds of bikers would line up and bring stuffed animals to support families touched by cancer.
And I just thought it was a great community event.
Dan Krawitzki was a big fan of the annual teddy bear handout.
The bikers really have a heartfelt want to do these things, and they do raise a lot of money, and they gathered all those teddy bears for the kids.
But this year's event, set for mid-November, has been canceled because the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office says, quote, it'll no longer provide an escort for events of this magnitude. No one from the sheriff's office was willing to appear on camera, but a media relations specialist released a statement saying, in part, due to the inherent danger that escorts like these present to the traveling public, participating riders, and to our personnel, we found it in everyone's best interest not to participate in these events any longer. The statement also said it's important to point out the sheriff's office did not cancel the event. That decision came from the event organizer.
Okay, now wait a minute.
No one from the event was able to talk on camera Wednesday, but Krawitzki didn't mind expressing his surprise and disappointment.
They were doing it all along. I don't see what's changed, why they would make that decision now, but it's too bad that they're not willing to do that.
The sheriff's office says it supports the mission, but has chosen not to provide services at this time. In the newsroom, Ray Collins, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Governor Rick Scott will be on the Suncoast today to honor our veterans. Scott will host the annual Governor Veteran Service Award and ceremony in Bradenton. Military personnel from across the state will attend. The service award was created by an executive order as a way to say thank you to veterans.
This is an opportunity for local veterans to meet the governor, but more importantly, receive recognition for their military service on behalf of all Floridians. There's 1.5 million Floridians have served in the military, and this is a chance for us to show them recognition that we appreciate what they've done for us.
The ceremony will be held at the Bradenton National Guard Armory on 13th Avenue, and it will begin at 1:30. Registration begins at noon, and those interested in receiving a medal must bring proof of their service. Another travel-related case of the Zika virus has been confirmed in Manatee County. It's now the third case in the county and one of 15 new cases confirmed in the state yesterday. Overall, there are 523 travel-related cases and 43 locally transmitted cases of the virus here in Florida. There are 10 investigations underway by Florida health officials on how the virus is being locally transmitted, especially in Miami-Dade County.
Several students in Manatee County School District will soon have a new pair of shoes and socks for the school year. According to the Bradenton Herald, Regions Bank will donate 100 pairs of socks and 35 pairs of shoes to the school district to give to students in need. It's all part of the bank's Share the Good program, which is in its 7th year. These shoes will be sorted and given away to elementary, middle, and high school students. A public meeting will be held tonight to go over an extension project for Spring Haven Drive in Northport. City engineers and design consultants will seek public comment on landscaping, lighting, and traffic control for the project, and a start date has not yet been set for it, but the design process is set to be complete by early next year. The project calls for an extension of Spring Haven Drive from the corner of Pan American Boulevard to Heron Creek Middle School in the Morgan Center. The meeting will be held tonight from 5 to 7 at the Morgan Family Community Center. City officials will also be providing updates and communicating through their social media pages. The debate between Siesta Key and Lido Key over dredging at Big Pass continues to heat up. Residents on Lido Key say dredging from Big Pass is the answer to their beach erosion problems, but those on Siesta don't agree. Sarasota County commissioners have decided to ask the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to do yet another in-depth environmental study before renourishment on Lido moves ahead, meaning this project can now be delayed for many years. As part of the project, 1.2 million cubic yards of sand would be dredged from several areas of Big Pass.
You don't know the effects. You don't know the effects on the water quality, the seagrasses, marine life, and so an environmental impact statement is the prudent thing to do.
It's for the good of everybody. I mean, it needs to be done, and we're not against Siesta Key, but we're not getting a fair shake at this.
Those in favor of the dredging say Lido Beach continues to slip into the Gulf. Something has to be done soon, but those opposed to the Big Pass dredging tell us the dredging should be done offshore. They're worried, I believe, in Siesta about that white sand being affected and then Big Pass is a popular hotspot for boaters.
And it's also the channel and the way it is evolving. When I was in Miami Beach about 15, 20 years ago, the Army Corps of Engineers did a huge dredging project. So you could actually run on Miami Beach. It was flat, and now it's right back to where it was, almost like a cliff of sand.
Which is frustrating for Lido.
It was like 6 months later, it was right back to where it was after a year project.
But it's clear voices are being heard, and even those on Longboat Key, because soon those who live there on the Key will decide on the future of a proposed hotel.
And before that vote, though, ABC 7's Adam Cellini tells us some of the business owners want to make sure that people know all the facts.
Charter boat captain Kurt Schultz likes living in Longboat's historic Long Beach Village, but running a business, that's a different story.
Well, if you look at the northern part of Longboat Key, it's kind of a dead zone. A lot of people are trying to struggle with their businesses, getting it up. I struggle sometimes. It's a tough business.
Some say the replacement of hotels with condominiums over time has made things tough for island businesses like the Mar Vista restaurant.
The challenge with those condominiums is that the folks only come for 1 week stay, 1 month stay, and we think it takes the breath out of the lungs of the community.
Soon, Longboat residents will vote on whether developers should be allowed to apply for rezoning to make way for the North End Hotel and Beach Club along Gulf of Mexico Drive.
They're not going to vote and then we're going to put a shovel in the ground. They're going to vote and then we're going to be able to start the process of working with the planning department and public hearings and the Planning and Zoning Board and the Town Commission to hopefully come up with a product that's a huge asset to the North End of Longboat.
Before then, Schultz has organized a meeting for the developer to speak with some business owners.
I want people to make an educated decision on what they know, not on what they see on the side of the road on a sign. Okay, because the way it's been put out there is a traffic situation, but that's not the only issue.
However, Gene Gillespie still worries a hotel won't attract the type of businesses that locals want.
Tourists want t-shirts, beach toys, sandals, things like that. Residents need offices, doctors, hardware stores, things like that.
That meeting is scheduled for Thursday, August 25th at 9 a.m. at the Mar Vista restaurant here in the Village. Schultz says residents are welcome as long as the conversation can remain constructive and not turn into an argument. On Longboat Key, Adam Cellini, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Adam. Well, national parks across the country are celebrating 100 years of National Park service today, including right here on the Suncoast.
Have you ever camped out in a national park?
I have not, but that's on the bucket list.
Yes, we have such a beautiful
If we can
country.
do that.
Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome. If you get a chance, Yosemite, Yellowstone. As part of the celebration, though, DeSoto National Park is holding a ceremony this morning that will allow 15 people to become U.S. citizens. The naturalization ceremony will be held at 8 o'clock before the park opens. Meanwhile, students from Hale Middle School will be at the park to sing at 11 o'clock this morning. The National Park Service was created in 1916 after President Woodrow Wilson signed the Organic Act.
Wow. Truly American. To
Yeah.
become a U.S. citizen in one of our national
Yeah,
parks.
that is.
You guys have
so
a favorite
American.
national park?
I don't have one specifically, but I plan on visiting some. You
I would
loved
say Glacier National is pretty
Glacier?
amazing. My one encounter with a bear.
That's right.
Yes.
Were you scared?
A
You
little
ran.
bit. I was
You
terrified
ran
of bears
over
to
there.
begin with. I
Yeah.
didn't want to go on the trip because I don't want bears coming after me.
Looking back on it, though, kind of cool.
Yes,
Experience.
very much so.
How about you? Do you have a favorite?
I went to the Grand Canyon, and that was amazing.
Epic, right?
You feel so small, and it's hard to process what you're looking at
Yeah.
because there's so much to take in.
I have a lot to check out then.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
All right. Well, you've got our weather coming up.
I
Taking
do.
a look at that storm.
I do, yeah. There's a couple of storms out there. One's a hurricane.
Okay. You better be prepared because it could come to our area, right? Potentially.
We're going to tease it.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
something
see.
could be coming.
Maybe. All right, also coming up, Donald Trump. He was in Tampa yesterday, and during a stop, he spoke one-on-one with ABC 7. We have the highlights from that interview. Stay with us.
It's time again for My Suncoast's Bark in the Park with the Bradenton Marauders at McKechnie Field. Bring your best friend and let them run the bases in support of the Humane Society of Manatee County, August 28th at 1 p.m. Visit BradentonMarauders.com for info. Sponsored by ABC 7.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G-Freed Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, and when you're ready to sell, you'll get more money back. Come fall in love with the longest-lasting vehicle in its class, the Subaru Outback. Or lease a new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing right now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Well, good Thursday morning to you. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi today, and 'twas the eve before Friday. But everything was stirring up here in the tropics, and we actually have a hurricane we're looking at. This is Gaston. This is just of interest because you can see the track takes Gaston here in the northern Atlantic, potentially becomes a Category 2 hurricane. It's Category 1 now with sustained winds at 75 miles per hour. We don't care about that. That's not going to affect anyone. But we are concerned about this storm here. It's a disturbance that we've been monitoring for the last several days. And what is this thing going to do? Because we know it's bringing some gusty winds now and some heavy rain. And on this latest enhanced imagery, it's really starting to look very healthy here, especially on the northern and western side of the system. And the general track does take it towards the north and west. Some very heavy rain coming down right now, but the water is very warm through the Bahamas. Upper 80-degree temperatures, that is fuel for these tropical systems to get going. However, there's a few obstacles this has to go through. Some dry air out in front of it, and also some high terrain and an area of high pressure to the north of Florida. Now, the tropical track has these models, these spaghetti models, kind of going different direction. One takes it towards Bermuda, so well east of Florida. Several of the models take it to the east coast of Florida, some to the Florida Keys and towards Miami, and then looks like some models now are bringing it to the west coast of Florida. There's a European model and a GFS model that we like to look at these things for tropical movement. And it looks like the European model really blows this thing up to a potential big problem. That's being very aggressive, while the other model, the GFS model, is not making so much of this. It still will be coming our way, but it doesn't look like it's going to blow it up. So that's what we're struggling with. The National Hurricane Center at this time gives this a 50% chance of developing into something, maybe a tropical depression, potentially stronger, It's just something we're going to have to monitor very closely over the next few days. But one thing is for certain, though, this does look to come our way as we get into the latter part of this upcoming weekend and into early next week, bringing heavy downpours and some gusty winds. Right now, our radar is clear for our area, some showers and storms down over the Everglades, but this changes this afternoon with high pressure and control bringing that easterly wind, warming our temperatures up into the lower 90s to mid-90s in some locations, but afternoon showers and storms scattered and widespread as we go through the early evening hours. Our current temperatures right now, upper 70s, 79 in Venice, 79 in Inglewood. It is 78 in Sarasota right now. For the beach and boating, sea is 2 feet, moderate chop, inland bays. 89 at the beach today. And as far as the forecast, once again, all eyes on the tropics. We'll see what happens this latter part of the weekend, but 60 to 70% chance of heavy rainfall coming our way. Rebecca?
Thanks, Josh. As far as your commute right now out of Manatee County, I don't see any major issues. That normal volume picking up on the bridges, especially in the Green Bridge right now, northbound. If you're heading from Bradenton into Palmetto, it's going a little slow this morning, but DeSoto looks clear in both directions. 41, 301 and the interstate are also green. Not seeing any slowdowns there. No major problems at all in Sarasota. Looks like at Fruitville, if you're getting on and off the interstate, just some more cars around the roadway, but nothing to slow you down. 41 and the interstate are clear into Sarasota. At this point, we are accident and delay free.
All right, thank you, Rebecca. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Thousands of people signing an online petition to have a judge removed for his latest ruling. We'll show you why coming up.
Mom needed more care than we could provide, so we called Granny Nannies. She now has around-the-clock caregivers, and we have peace of mind. Thanks to them, she's where she belongs, at home.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, I have an important message. You may be entitled to receive disability benefits through Social Security. You'll be matched up with an advocate who will evaluate your situation, handle your application, deal with Social Security for you, and handle all appeals and hearings. Best of all, there are no upfront fees, so you pay nothing until you receive your benefits. Call the Citizens Disability Helpline today for a free, no-obligation consultation.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
US Med has great news for anyone living with diabetes.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, US Med will ship a new glucose meter right to your home.
And shipping is free.
My new meter uses only a speck of blood, so it's less painful than my previous meter.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, you're covered with US Med. We're welcoming new patients, even if your current provider can't supply you anymore.
I don't even have to test on my fingers anymore. I can test on my hand or forearms, and it's more accurate than my old meter.
So call US Med today, and you'll have a choice of 2 great meters.
One that actually speaks your results, or a meter so small it fits in the bottle of strips.
Act now, and US Med will include a free prescription discount card. We'll also send you a free diabetes cookbook. This is your opportunity.
So call US Med today.
You'll be glad you did.
Don't miss the Weddings of Sarasota 16th Annual Wedding Show at the iconic Sarasota Municipal Auditorium on US 41, Sunday, August 28th from noon to 4 p.m. The runway show is on the stage at 3 p.m. Enjoy hors d'oeuvres and live entertainment. $2,000 in Weddings of Sarasota dollars will be given away after the runway show, but you must be present to win. Make sure to pre-register at weddingsofsarasota.com. Brides and grooms are free if registered by midnight, August 26th. Guests only $5. Weddings of Sarasota. Register today.
The official salon of ABC7. Loose Salon.
At Granny Nannies, we provide your loved ones with the care they deserve, compassionate and experienced help right where you need it most, at home. Visit us at grannynannies.com.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Welcome back at 6:25. There's growing outrage over a high school athlete's sentence after being charged with sexual assault.
A petition is now calling for the judge's removal. ABC's Lindsay Janis has this story.
This morning on GMA's First Look, thousands of online petitioners are calling for the removal of the judge who sentenced 18-year-old David Becker to probation instead of prison time after he was charged with sexually assaulting 2 classmates. At a plea hearing in June, Judge Thomas Estes siding with Becker's lawyer, who argued Becker had already suffered due to his actions. Becker was arrested in April after 2 18-year-old girls told police they'd been drinking at a house party and went to sleep in a bed with him. According to police documents, each of them said they woke up at separate times to Becker assaulting them. Becker told police he was unaware one of the alleged victims was sleeping, and he denied having any contact with the other. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have more on the impact of petitions against these type of rulings. With your GMA First Look, I'm Lindsay Janis, ABC News, New York.
I've been taking fish oil from Nature's Bounty to support my heart.
I'm running 4 times a week, eating better, keeping healthy, so that no matter what happens in the future, my future self will thank me. Thank you. You're welcome. Hey, listen, whatever you do, don't marry Dan.
Hey, babe. I'm Dan. Hey, babe, can I get $14 for...
Thank you.
45 years of experience has taught us, no matter what the future holds, you're always better off healthy. Nature's Bounty.
Gary, I am proud of you, my man. Making simple, smart cashback choices. With Quicksilver from Capital One, you're earning unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. Like on that new laptop. Quicksilver keeps things simple, Gary. And smart, like you. And I like that.
I guess I am pretty smart.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary. What's in your wallet?
Download ABC7's free all-new news app at your app store today.
A message from the Pulaski Law Firm. You started there right out of high school, learned your trade and did it well. And the asbestos you handled, well, that was just part of the job. If you worked in the trades and were diagnosed with mesothelioma, get the best care available, then call us. You may be entitled to financial compensation without ever going to court.
Call 800-236-4994.
And see how we can help. Mesothelioma, don't fight it alone.
Do you have what it takes to become a champion? The Sarasota YMCA Shark Swim Team has been developing champions since 1961. Fall swim team tryouts for kids ages 6 through 18 are being held August 15th through the 18th and August 22nd to the 25th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Tryouts are held at the Evelyn Sadler Jones branch, YMCA's Selby Aquatic Center. For more information, visit sarasotaymca.org/sharks.
Temperatures on the Suncoast are rising and the deals are hotter than ever during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. You'll feel cooler than ever when you drive away in a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999 or take home a stylish new Jeep Renegade for just $17,999. How about a new 2016 Jeep Patriot for just $14,999? Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, people in the Midwest cleaning up after several tornadoes hit Indiana and more severe weather is on the way.
Plus, more details are emerging on the hours leading up to El Faro's sinking and Hurricane Joaquin last year.
And why one organization is asking Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump to take a break from campaigning for at least a day.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And I'm Don Brennan, along with Josh Stone, who's in for John Scalzi. And yeah, this is a severe weather. We had we get the hurricanes developing, and possible other storms, and the tornadoes, earthquakes.
Yeah, a lot going on in our world, then in our area here, where we might be bracing for our own.
That's it.
We can never escape any sort of natural disaster, be it earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes, thunderstorms. Doesn't matter where you are, even intense heat or drought. Weather affects everyone every day, but as far as our area, looks like we're going to have similar conditions as we had yesterday with storms in the afternoon, but then we're looking at the tropics with some issues developing there. So let's get right into it. Our current temperature is 78 degrees. Clear skies, but that'll change as we go through the day because of an easterly flow. Once again, our temperature is going to warm up in the low to mid 90s, but the showers and storms will be on the increase this afternoon and early this evening. Right now in Hendry County, Collier County, edging towards Lee County. If you're driving down 75, say going towards Miami or Fort Lauderdale, you may run into wet weather, but that's really the only thing on the radar at this time. The day planner shows those warm temperatures will take place again today, but afternoon storms, and then of course all eyes on the tropics. We'll talk about that, break it down for you in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Josh. Taking a look at the Suncoast traffic, and right now actually things are moving along nicely. Volume's about normal for this time in the morning. State Road 64 and State Road 70 heading out to 75 look good. All the main north-south roadways looking good in Manatee County as you head down into Sarasota County. A little bit of volume building as you're getting on to 75 from Fruitville, Bee Ridge, and Clark Road, but nothing major out of the ordinary. No accidents or delays all the way down into Charlotte County.
Well, topping our news this half hour, cleanup begins in Indiana after several tornadoes hit the state, but now the Midwest is also dealing with heavy rain and flooding.
ABC's Kenneth Moulton has the latest.
Oh God, that is hitting that neighborhood.
Tornado emergency in Indiana.
We hit it for the basement and it was crazy. Like our roof got ripped up.
This morning residents are getting a better look at the mass destruction just outside of Indianapolis. At least 8 twisters were spotted.
It's been a very active afternoon for weather for us.
Roofs torn off apartment buildings, homes and neighborhoods obliterated, vehicles tossed like toys. One of the strongest tornadoes struck the community of Kokomo with 165-mile-per-hour winds.
A lot of power outages throughout the city, even in areas that were not directly impacted by the tornadoes.
Students took cover in school hallways. Customers and workers in this now flattened Starbucks survived in a bathroom. This 14-year-old boy got to safety in his home just in time.
It jerked the door out of my hand and I had to shut it, and then we ran into the bathroom and then the furnace exploded.
A 1-2 punch for the heartland, and Iowa flooding after more than 8 inches of rain fell. In Decorah, the men of the Luther College football team left the field to help their neighbors.
Making sure they were safe, making sure all their possessions were safe before, kind of going back and then playing the game. It was just kind of easy to do.
In Indiana, no reports of death or serious injuries, only minor. Emergency officials say people did what they were supposed to do and took cover. Kenneth Moulton, ABC News, Washington.
And in Italy, the search continues this morning for survivors in yesterday's earthquake. The death toll is now up to 247 people, and 3/4 of those killed were discovered in and around 2 of the 3 towns affected. Dogs and sound amplifiers are being brought in now to find those still under the rubble. Churches, homes, and shops leveled by the 6.2 magnitude quake. More than 200 aftershocks have already been reported, which have been felt as far as Rome, 100 miles away. Back here in Florida, an animal rescue group on the Suncoast is now caring for 35 more animals rescued from the floodwaters in Louisiana. Englewood Animal Rescue Sanctuary took in 23 dogs and 12 cats from the devastated region last night. The group is now working to find them forever homes. On Saturday, the sanctuary received 9 dogs and 5 cats from Louisiana. All but 2 dogs from that first group have since been adopted.
Now, the black box is in from El Faro, the freighter ship that sank last October, and it was recovered and indicated that the captain ordered his crew to abandon ship 10 hours after leaving a Florida port. The National Transportation Safety Board says it recovered 26 hours of information from the ship's recorder. And the NTSB didn't release the audio recordings, but is working on transcripts to be released at a later date. On October 1st of last year, the ship got caught in a hurricane and ultimately sank, and all 33 on board were killed. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement also has turned over its investigation findings of the Pulse nightclub shooting to a local prosecutor in Orlando. The FDLE was investigating the death of gunman Omar Mateen, who killed 49 people and seriously injured another 53 during that June massacre at the nightclub. Mateen was killed in an exchange of gunfire with Orlando law enforcement after a 3-hour standoff. He pledged allegiance to the Islamic State group during a call with dispatchers. Prosecutors, though, in Ashton's office will determine whether the officer's use of force was appropriate.
On the campaign trail this morning, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are being asked not to campaign or run political ads on September 11th. The New York nonprofit group 9/11 Day has sent letters to both candidates making this request. It's also urging people running for Congress to refrain from campaigning on September the 11th. The organization made a similar request back in 2012. Both Mitt Romney and Barack Obama complied. The nonprofit's president and co-founder says a one-day campaign moratorium would help revive the spirit of national unity and empathy that followed those attacks. Speaking of campaigns, Donald Trump brought his own campaign back to Tampa this week. At a rally at the Florida State Fairgrounds, he focused on his Democratic rival, Hillary Clinton. Other important topics he addressed: immigration and attracting minority voters. Speaking one-on-one to ABC 7's Alan Cohn, Trump says he's reaching out to African Americans in Florida.
Big African American community here in Tampa Bay, in Tallahassee, in Miami. Obviously, the polling shows that you have a lot of work to do there. Some of them are still angry that you accuse President Obama of not being from this country.
Let me explain something to you. The African American community has been amazing over the last couple of weeks. The poll numbers have been great. Florida Atlantic just came out with an overall poll where I'm leading Florida, as you know, by 2 points. I'm beating Hillary Clinton by 2 points. And you know, they're tired of all the corruption, they're tired of all the emails, they're tired of her doing nothing. And she's done nothing for the African community or the Hispanic community. The levels of poverty have never been greater. The educational process has been a disaster. People are being shot in the streets. I mean, and I tell African Americans and Latinos, I say, you vote for me, it won't be that way.
Trump is also tackling the Zika virus here in the state. You can see the rest of the interview, including what he had to say about Zika, on our website, mysuncoast.com, and our My Suncoast app.
The Rays trying to salvage a win from the Red Sox in their 4-game series. The Red Sox took the lead in the top of the first, and, well, the Rays would eventually catch up, but Big Poppy with get the run home with a 2-run homer. Yes, he's supposedly retiring, but somebody mused to me last night that he should probably keep playing. He's playing so well this year. David Ortiz we're talking about. When the Rays almost caught up because it was 3-0. They cut it to 3-2, and then in the 8th inning, they would put another run on the board to tie it at 3, send it into extra innings. They had a chance in the 9th to run her on, but they couldn't get him home, so the game went into extra innings. And finally, they get it done with a grounder at first base as Luke Maley comes home to score from second base. The Rays win 4-3 in extra innings, and the two teams will play again today in St. Pete at the Trop.
See, I don't mind watching a game in the dome because it's nice and cool, where in spring training, you're just tripping.
Yes, I would have, as a kid, I would have never thought I would like watching a game in the dome, but when you know it's pouring rain,
Yeah,
thunder and lightning
that
outside,
too.
and yet you're still playing inside, it's pretty fun.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about a rain out if you're
Yes.
driving all the way up from Sarasota, right?
Right.
Yeah. So we could have some rain today around the Suncoast and also some warm temperatures and some things really stirring up in the tropics, and one of these systems could be coming our way in the next several days. So we'll talk all about it in just a few minutes.
Stand out in your new wild Lexus. Now is your golden opportunity to lease a new 2016 Lexus ES350 for only $329, or enjoy 0.9% APR, just $329, exclusively at Wild Lexus of Sarasota on Clark Road.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, Eye Comfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Hi, I'm Dylan Radigan. The world is brimming with possibilities, and that keeps me busy. My latest invention may be able to feed and sustain communities around the world. My team and I are always on the go, meeting new people and seeing new places. I produce films that I really care about. It's an honor to speak to audiences around the world. When people come together, meaningful work gets done. How do I do all this? Well, that part's easy. Hotelplanner.com.
Welcome to the all-new Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice.
Seymour smiles.
Seymour selection of quality new and pre-owned vehicles.
Seymour for your trade-in.
Seymour savings.
Step up to GMC and get cash back for up to 12% of the MSRP on these select 2016 GMC vehicles. That's over $9,300 cash back on this Yukon.
Seymour now at Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice. Go to SeymourBuickGMC.com.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Stand out in your new wild Lexus. Now is your golden opportunity to lease the bold new 2016 Lexus RX 350 for only $419, or enjoy 1.9% APR, just $419, exclusively at Wild Lexus of Sarasota on Clark Road.
Well, we're looking at a few high clouds, looking eastward as the sun is rising for this Thursday, the eve before Friday. Only have one more day, and then we finally get to the official Friday beginning of the weekend. Let's bring it to the tropics right now, and there's some things going on here. We have a hurricane in the central Atlantic. That's Gaston. Became a hurricane. Could be a Category 2 in the next few days, but that's tracking to the north. But all eyes right now are looking at this system here, which has a 50% chance of developing into something, maybe a depression, in the next 48 hours. And there's a lot of convection here taking place on the northern and western side of it, looking pretty healthy. But the million-dollar question is, what's going to happen here? Because there's several factors. If you're looking at this to develop into a potential stronger system, well, the fuel's there. I mean, our water temperatures here in the Bahamas are in the upper 80-degree temperature range. So that is fuel for the storms and fuel for tropical systems that get going. But more obstacles. We have dry air aloft, which could inhibit it. We also have some higher terrain here around Hispaniola, which could also disrupt the circulation, the upper flow of the storm. And then we have a strong ridge of high pressure that could also act as a brick wall. But it does look like the models are agreeing that something, be it a depression, a tropical storm, or maybe a minimal hurricane, could be tracking in our direction. And it does look like we are definitely going to get heavy rain out of this, some gusty winds, some high waves, and we're just going to have to see which track it takes. Right now, like I said, spaghetti models, and as you can see this, some take it to the east coast of Florida, some take it to Miami or the Keys, and then some take it into the west coast of Florida. Either way, though, we are going to see something coming out of this. But again, it has to fight some dry air, though looks like it's starting to cause its own environment as moisture is now starting to get onto the northern and western side of the system, eroding away that dry air, creating a path right into Florida. So we'll be watching it very closely. Stay tuned to ABC 7. Go to mysuncoast.com or check us out on Facebook, and we'll keep you posted. Right now, a few showers and storms in Hardee County down here in Lee County, Collier County. If you're driving down towards the Everglades, we could run into some showers. But for our area, everything clear. That does change, though, as we go through the afternoon hours. Futurecast does show showers and storms this afternoon and early this evening. And our temperatures right now look like this, upper 70s across the board around the Suncoast. So it is going to be another warm day thanks to an area of high pressure, bringing that ridge around it. And our highs will be in the low to mid 90s again. But all eyes will be focusing on the latter part of this upcoming weekend and into early next week as this potential system, this tropical system, comes our way. Guys?
Thanks, Josh. Taking a look at our roadways at 647 in Manatee County. Looks like we're starting to see that heavy traffic now building on the Green Bridge northbound from Bradenton into Palmetto. The interstate is clear, so is 41 and 301. As you head down into Sarasota, our roadways there are clear as well. More cars on the roadway at Bee Ridge as you head west toward 41, a little bit of a slowdown there. And as you get on the interstate at Fruitville Road heading east. But as you head into Venice and Northport, there are still no accidents to report, and everything is moving along well and smoothly. Well, you may want to hold back in packing that extra cookie in your child's school lunch today.
I always hold back from packing the cookie for their lunch because I keep it for myself.
You eat it first.
The American Heart Association has changed the amount of sugar kids should consume daily. They now recommend the limit should be at 25 grams or 6 teaspoons of added sugar a day. Some ways to swap out added sugar is replacing it with natural sugar found in fruits, and keep an eye on nutrition labels, which are now required to show the amount of added sugar in the product.
In entertainment news, Leslie Jones is under attack online yet again. The SNL and Ghostbusters star's personal website was taken down after hackers reportedly posted some of her personal information on the site, including explicit photos and images of her passport and driver's license.
Prince fans will soon be able to get an inside look of his home and studios. Paisley Park, set to open to the public beginning October 6th. Fans will get the chance to tour the 65,000 square foot complex in the suburbs of Minneapolis. Daily tours will include the studios where Prince recorded, produced, and mixed most of his biggest hits. Thousands of artifacts from his personal archives will be on display. Prince's sister, Tyka Nelson, says in the statement that opening Paisley Park is something that Prince always wanted to do and was actively working on when he passed away. Tickets go on sale on Friday.
A Hollywood classic is coming back to the big screen. The King and I will hit theaters next week in honor of its 60th anniversary. The 5-time Oscar winner with such beloved songs as Shall We Dance and Getting to Know You will have special showings around the U.S. this upcoming Sunday and Wednesday.
Some good news may be coming Ryan Lochte's way, although he might not deserve it the way he's behaved. The Olympian swimmer is reportedly in talks to take part in season 23 of Dancing with the Stars. The entire cast of the upcoming season of Dancing with the Stars will be announced next week. The 32-year-old is still dealing with the fallout from his actions in Rio following reports that he and other members of his swim team were robbed at gunpoint. Although that was after they trashed a local bathroom at a gas station. Lochte says the story was over-exaggerated and he lost a number of endorsement deals because of it.
Maybe this is the way that he's trying, a good PR move for him.
I think at this point he's got to try something, because if
Yeah.
he just goes, you know, quietly on his way, people will never forget the badness.
Hopefully we can be more forgiving. Second chances? Maybe. All right, well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Too cool for school? Well, we'll show you how a 4th grade teacher is welcoming his students back to class in a very fun way.
Hello, I'm the teacher. My name's Mr. Reed, and it's very nice.
Hurricane season is here, so when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7.
We bring you storm warnings faster and with more detail than ever before.
And track storms right down to your neighborhood.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. Turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you. ABC7 News at 7, weeknights.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter moved or broke and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKZ for only $299 per month, or a 2016 Lincoln MKX, Lincoln's premium sports utility vehicle, for $339 per month. We also have a great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Drive with the confidence of a 6-year, 100,000-mile comprehensive warranty and complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, family owned and operated, and winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Getting older shouldn't mean giving up all the things she loves to do. It should just mean, well, finding new ways to do them. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to provide help with personal care, housekeeping, and of course, meal preparation.
Oh, that smells so good. Oh, and it tastes good too.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Welcome back. It's 6:53. Here's what you need to know before you head out the door this Thursday morning. Sarasota police detectives are continuing to investigate after a body was found in a ditch near East Avenue last night. No word yet on the cause of death. Another travel-related case of Zika is identified in Manatee County. Health officials say this is the 3rd case diagnosed in the county that is travel-related. And the annual Teddy Bear Run is no more. Organizers have canceled the event after the Sarasota Sheriff's Office decided not to provide motorcycle rides with an escort. And as far as your commute this morning, looking pretty good out of Manatee County, just normal volume picking up on the bridges, but the interstate is completely clear as you head into Sarasota. No major slowdowns there either, just around the interstate on Fruitville as you get on and off the interstate there. But normal volume just on our roadways. It's all clear in South County. Josh?
All right, well, the day planner shows temperatures climbing into the low to mid 90s, depending on where you are. The further inland you are, it's going to be a bit warmer, but showers and storms will be the case today as they track their way towards the coast, and all eyes on this potential tropical system coming our way. Right now, the National Hurricane Center has a 50% chance of this developing into something maybe like a tropical depression in the next 48 hours.
Hello, I'm your teacher. My name's Mr. Reed, and it's very nice to meet ya. I'm from Chicago. I love eating pizza and I dress to impress.
Yeah, new student teacher is big debut in 4th grade. Dwayne Reed is the new 4th grade teacher for a school in Illinois. For the first day of school, he wanted to do a little more than just write a newsletter, so he wrote a rap. He then made a music video for his rap to welcome his students to class. He says he wants to make his lessons worthwhile for his students, get them excited about coming to school. Probably will retain more information when they're excited about the teaching.
Yeah, he makes class and lessons look cool. Yeah. That's a really good video. He's legit.
Good. None of the nuns where I went to school ever did a rap
They never
video
did anything
for me.
like that.
Yeah.
Sister Aquinas, just
Sister
that
Aquinas,
wasn't her
you
thing.
know her, don't you? Her
we
reputation
talk a lot about
precedes-
Sister Aquinas on this
still
show.
have the handprint on my
From
back.
Chicago, though. I am too.
You
so
are?
there we go.
There
yes.
you go. He's cool.
He's cool.
He is.
I really like that. His students must love it as well. All right, well, stick around. Good Morning America is coming up next. Have a great morning.